Today, I'm going to be giving you guys the 5 biggest mistakes people make when buying a television. So smack a like on this video because I'm getting to the point right now. Now, simply put, number 1 on this list is going to be trusting paid reviews. If you go on Amazon, you go on Best Buy, you go on any major review site, period, or blog, you're always going to find a common narrative. Do not trust the paid narratives, and you can always find out what that is by simply looking at what everybody's saying. Think of it like groupthink. If everyone says that this one thing is the best thing ever, you maybe might want to do a little bit more research into why you can't find anything negative about this one thing. I don't care if it's a cure for cancer. You will always find somebody that dislikes something about something. And if you can't find that, there is a big problem and it screams censorship. And 2021, there's no denying the fact that when somebody disagrees with a common narrative, they get canceled. Well, reviews are no different on products because manufacturers and big corporate heads like to make their money. Simply put, Best Buy, Walmart, Amazon, they're all guilty of scrubbing reviews that are 1-star reviews when there are too many of them. Now, Amazon's a little bit better, especially considering Best Buy and Walmart. They're a little bit better about it, but even they do it where sometimes you try to load the page and you can't find a 1-star review. Where Best Buy and Walmart, they'll just flat out delete your reviews and only favor the 5-star reviews. If you don't believe me, look at why all the products have like mostly 5-star reviews. It's pretty sketch. They really don't let anything past a 3-star review in. And even then, sometimes they delete it as well. So you got to be really careful, guys. Also, you have to be mindful of social media influencers like iJustine, Linus Tech Tips, FOMO on Tech, HDTV Test, Digital Trends, people who literally plug their description on their videos filled with affiliate links to a bunch of different products that have nothing to do with what they're talking about. They're marketing to you to make money. That's the end game. That's why most of them pick up the camera in the first place. It's not to help you or to provide an actual review. It's to market the product, to make you hype for it. You buy it, and then ultimately them move on to the next product like they always do. So again, if you want to avoid those pitfalls, make sure that you don't just blindly trust them because they're the status quo. Always, always, always fact check what these places are saying, myself included. Don't just trust me. Always make sure, no matter what somebody is saying to you, it's genuine, it's factual, and it checks out. The second most common mistake people make is settling. I've seen it time and time again. People get bogged down by, all these terminologies and so many passionate enthusiast sales reps in these stores that they just give up and they say, you know what, I'll just go to Walmart and buy whatever $200 TV, or screw it, I'll buy whatever the first thing I see is. Don't do that. Don't get defeated. It's a big mistake and you'll just end up paying more down the road. The third most common mistake I see as well is people being cheap. Do not be overly cheap. Please don't be that guy that's trying to get as close to the $0 mark when you buy your TV as possible, going to thrift shops or wherever you can find just a cheap TV. You're always going to pay more again in the long term when you're trying to cut corners. Do it the right way the first time. That way you don't run into any hiccups. Now, if you're one of those people that rarely ever watch TV in your life, that's understandable. But if you're anybody watching this video right now, you're probably already in a good spot for trying to do research and already trying to get a leg up as far as finding the better options out there. So just don't be overly cheap, right? You want to make sure you're approaching it with a reasonable price tag of at least $500 to $600 when you're talking about a television purchase. That's just what they cost these days to get a quality set. Now, the other thing that is a most common mistake, and number 5 on this list, is going to be overpaying for quality. There's an ignorant comment that kind of flows around in the consumer world where it's like you get what you pay for. You most certainly don't get what you pay for. These companies will charge whatever you let them, so don't let them, again, just skyrocket the prices. Nod your head up and down and say, I guess that's fair, you get what you pay for. That's an ignorance that has been going on for far too long, and I think it's time somebody, myself, spoke out against this kind of behavior. Simply put, I bought TVs all the way up to Sony Master Series level televisions, and even the Sony A9G did not meet my expectations with crazy motion artifacts that I didn't find on cheaper TVs, like the Hisense H9G. So it's something to think about when you're looking around and trying to buy these televisions. Simply put, the most and I need you guys to hear this. The most important one on this list will probably be the 5th and final big mistake that people make when buying a television is going to be not doing research. I can't stress that if you don't go into these Best Buys, these Walmarts, wherever you're going with a plan, one of these sales reps are going to approach you, and they're going to, again, it's like politics these days. It's very tribalized, and they will sit there and try to tell you one technology is better than the other. One guy will be an OLED guy, another one will be mini LED, one will say wait for micro LED, and then there you go, getting all bogged down by this stuff, and now you've got to go back and do even more research. Let me tell you how to win in a situation like Best Buy, where all the reps are trying to keep their jobs by meeting their numbers and attaching the Geek Squad protection plan so that they get the conversion out the door. If you don't want to be a metric for their day, let me tell you how to beat that. You beat that by going in with exactly what you want. Literally get your phone out, text yourself. If you don't have a phone, write it down. Text yourself a note to walk into that store and read, kind of like a grocery list, right? And all the things you hate about your TV, all the things you're looking to upgrade about your current TV, all the things you want going forward into the future, whether that's HDMI 2.1 for PC gaming at 120 hertz and 4K resolution, or whether that's, DTS encoders to use your older sound systems with your Blu-ray discs, whatever it is, you need to make sure that you are doing the research behind what you got already and what you need going forward, and then what you want. Also, don't get sold on gimmicks like HDR and things like that. That's where research comes in. Nobody's going to tell you about it, so I will. HDR is a massive scam at this point in time. It does not just simply work like SDR works. You now have certain tiers of TVs you need to buy, and everybody will tell you you need to spend more money to get a better HDR TV. Don't buy for HDR. There is no industry standard for HDR. It is a joke at this point in time with how de-optimized it is across multiple televisions, and I would just stick with SDR for now. Now, that doesn't sound like the plan, and the long term for a lot of people, and some people really will get upset about that, but it's true. Until they figure it out and make it solid for everybody, I just don't see it as a viable solution right now to go buying a TV based on that. But if you do these following things, stop trusting paid reviews just for the sake of them being a large influencer or somebody that has a community and a platform. Stop just blindly settling just because you're bogged down by things, or maybe you just get defeated. Don't be cheap when you walk into these stores expecting, the closest price to zero. Don't overpay for products just because they say that it's some premium quality with all these bells and whistles. And doing your research before you walk into these stores. Do these things, and I guarantee you'll walk away a winner, and you'll avoid the top 5 biggest mistakes people make when buying a television. I want to thank you guys so much for watching the #1 brand in honesty, and until the next video, I'll see you guys later.